Hello, let's have a look at question 3, UCE 2022, Chemistry Paper 2. Zinc reacts with steam to give a solid Y and a gas Z. They want us to identify solid Y and gas Z. So usually, we know zinc is a metal, and we know that metals, they tend to react with water to form the metal hydroxide plus our hydrogen gas. This is a general rule. But in this case, we are talking about water. However, if we are dealing with steam, I know steam is water, but at least it's water in vapor form. If we are dealing with steam, water in gaseous form, we shall instead form the metal hydroxide. We shall not be able to form, the metal oxide. We shall not be able to form the metal hydroxide. So that means when our zinc reacts with steam, we shall have the following equation. We shall have zinc as a solid reacting with our steam, which is a gas, and we shall form zinc oxide, which is a solid, plus our hydrogen gas. This is the general equation. So this is the solid and this is the gas. So solid Y is zinc oxide. You can also just write the formula, because they had said identify. Had they said name, that means we couldn't write zinc oxide as the formula. So solid Y is zinc oxide and gas Z is hydrogen, or you can simply just write H2. State how gas Z can be tested in the laboratory. So how do we test for hydrogen gas? We know that hydrogen tends to burn with a pop sound, but I'm going to spice up our description on how we can test for hydrogen. So we shall lower a burning splint in a mixture of hydrogen and air, and we shall note that that burning splint will explode with a pop sound. So this is what happens. You have your hydrogen, say in a boiling tube or a gas jar, and then you lower this burning splint. This is the burning splint with a flame, burning splint. So if you lower it, it will explode with a pop sound. Pop. So that is how we can test for gas Z. Usually it's believed it only does so when hydrogen mixes with oxygen stroke air. So whenever our hydrogen reaches at the interface here of our boiling tube, it will mix with air and then it will explode with a pop sound. So this is how we test for hydrogen. We lower a burning splint in a mixture of hydrogen and air. It explodes with a pop sound. Or some people can say hydrogen burns with a pop sound. Z was passed overheated triiron tetraoxide. Write the equation for the reaction that took place. So Z is our hydrogen gas. So we are passing it overheated. Why are we heating? To ensure that the reaction is possible. So we are passing it over red hot iron. So in this case, we are dealing with reducing properties of hydrogen. So hydrogen is going to try and remove the water component from iron so that it forms iron plus, it's a solid, plus our water, which will be in gaseous form but can condense and become a liquid. So when balancing, we shall put here a 3 on iron to balance iron. Oxygen, we have 4, we shall put here a 4, I guess. For oxygen to be 4, hydrogen will become 8 and put here a 4. Assuming my balancing is correct, that will be the equation for the reaction. For hydrogen reacts with triiron tetraoxide to form iron and water. So that's the equation, basically reducing property. What happens is that, let us see what actually happens. Let me try to change the color. This oxygen is being removed by hydrogen to form water, and then we remain with iron because we have removed this oxygen. So hydrogen is basically removing oxygen from triiron tetraoxide. Lastly, write an equation for the reaction that would take place when solid Y was added to dilute nitric acid. Now, when you look at nitric acid, you know that nitric acid is like that, and we're adding our solid Y. Solid Y, I think, was zinc oxide. So here basically we shall have zinc oxide to dissolve in the acid, and we shall have some exchange of this radical with this oxygen. So we shall form our zinc nitrate. Valence of zinc is 2, so we shall put a bracket and then add a 2. All nitrates are soluble, so this will be aqueous. Our zinc is a solid, our nitric acid is aqueous, then plus our water, which is a liquid. So is it balanced? No. Nitrogen we have 2, so we shall put here a 2. So this will be the equation when zinc reacts with nitric acid. This is aqueous. So zinc oxide solid, when zinc oxide solid reacts with nitric acid, we form zinc nitrate and water. So this is the equation. However, since they didn't specify, we can also write ionic equation. So ionic equation, we shall later on realize that our nitric acid will give us the following ions. So I'm trying to come up with our ionic equation. So we shall have zinc oxide, this one is a solid, will not go into solution, aqueous, aqueous. However, zinc nitrate will be in solution form, zinc ions, aqueous, plus 2 ions of nitrate, aqueous, plus our water, which will not ionize. So you'll find that we have the 2 nitrate ions on both sides, meaning they have not participated in the reaction. So that means they are not actually present, or they did not do anything. So we can cancel them out because they are spectator ions. So we shall remain with 2 hydrogen ions reacting with zinc oxide. So basically our ionic equation will be zinc oxide solid to react with hydrogen ions from the nitric acid, and the zinc will go into solution to form zinc ions, aqueous, plus our water. So the ionic equation is also fine. You can choose any of the two. That's all I had for you for this question 3. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Stay safe.